Hello everyone and welcome to the Hungry Chronicles after an exciting Saturday. A very exciting Saturday. I don't even know really what to say. First of all, really once again I still don't know what to say. It's what a qualifying. I'm still not recovered. I've still not recovered. Two, that qualifying, we'll now get it on your screen right over. Let's get it right today at least. There we go. So, the man in first, Lewis Hamilton, by 0.003 of a second. Wow. Extraordinary. Incredible stuff at the end. Norris. When Norris came across the line, we were like, oh no, Verstappen's got it. I got a bit of hope when Verstappen didn't improve his lap. But when Norris didn't beat it, I was like, okay, well, another Max Verstappen pole. But Hamilton kind of got me a bit excited. I was like, okay, maybe it's still on. He looks mega quick to the second sector. And then, we got all the way to the last few corners. And I thought it might have been on, but I was like, he's just going to miss out by the slightest of margins. Absolutely not. Instead, he beat Verstappen by the slightest of margins. Incredible, and he could have gone even faster. He had that big twitch coming out of turn number 13, which I thought, it is done. It is done. But still, I was a bit excited. I thought maybe it's still on, but just by the slightest of margins. He lost a bit of time to the third sector, but still, it was just about enough. Due to his incredible work to the first and second sector, it was enough to hold on. Max Verstappen, they're still on the front row. Can't even speak today now. But Hamilton and Verstappen on the front row together. Wow, that's going to be brilliant tomorrow. Also, there's a bit of a slipstream game down there, which we've seen across Formula 3. We've seen across Formula 2. You got to tuck in the slipstream. Hamilton better not leave that inside line open. He needs to be pointing his car basically to the inside line, and he's got to go straight there, cover off Verstappen. Verstappen will... Right, okay, be honest. Verstappen will definitely pull out alongside it. Maybe if it's a bit of an equal start. But if Norris gets ahead, then I think Norris could take the lead. But if we see Hamilton, Verstappen get a bit of an equal start, Hamilton will cut across Verstappen. The Verstappen in the system is going to have to go all the way around the outside, so that could get interesting into turn number 1. It's not impossible. We saw Bedrin go around the outside, but Hamilton really needs to though be aggressive. He has let a lot go, but really, I will be very annoyed. I think we all will if Verstappen just gets the move done at turn number 1 on lap 1. Whether it's to the inside or whether it's to the outside. If Verstappen just gets the better start and is already alongside, then okay, maybe there's not too much you then can do. But Lando Norris also. Verstappen hasn't got the best of starts this season, so maybe Norris could move up. And then Piastri's also in there. Oh, he's just going to be so exciting tomorrow. I cannot wait. McLaren, once again, showing how quick they are. And they are third and fourth. What an incredible lap. I still have to say, even though they were not able to get on the front row, McLaren, incredible stuff once again. Norris in third, Piastri in fourth, and we kind of thought Piastri was on for it. We thought Piastri was on for a pole position, but to the second sector, it was mega. To the third sector, it went away from him. It very much just went a bit away from him, and once again, it could have been pushed far too hard to the second sector, but we all thought it was on for Piastri. Zhou, though, in 5th. What a lap by Zhou Guanyu. In 5th, beating Charles Leclerc, who is in 6th. Extraordinary stuff by Zhou Guanyu. And he's really a driver who I would say has done very well. And I think, I don't know who was actually in the commentary box at the time, but I remember, I don't even know who brought it up, but I remember someone was like, is it time for Zhou Guanyu to go? Just last round or something, was it? Which I did actually find a bit weird, because he's beating Bottas, and we really can't tell then. We really can't. And how do I say this then? We really don't have any reason to believe if Bottas and Joe are both a bit slow, the car might just be slow then. So I know Bottas, yeah, there's been a few results here and there, but I'd say Joe, there's no reason for him to actually be fired. Really, there's no reason for him to be fired. He's not massively off the pace. And I'm not really saying it. I've always had this thought. I'm not saying it because he's put it 5th. Okay, yes, one result. But even before it, I had the thought that he's had a mega season so far with the car he's got. And obviously against Bottas. But yeah, Joe, incredible stuff here though. Charles Leclerc in 6th, Bottas in 7th, outqualified by his teammate once again. Alonso, Sergio Perez. Thank God, or I was gonna have an absolute. I think I would have given a whole speech about Sergio Perez then. He's got through into Q3 finally in a qualifying session, in a proper qualifying session, because he got through in the sprint shootout, but doesn't matter. Finally, since Miami. He has got through. Finally. Nico Hülkenberg in 10th. Carlos Sainz in 11th. Ocon. Then Ricciardo, Stroll, Gasly, Albon, Tsunoda, Russell, Magnussen and Sargent. Russell the big shock out in 18th in Q1. Sainz the big shock out in Q2. And Daniel Ricciardo in 13th. Made it through into Q2. He's qualified 13th. Great job by Daniel Ricciardo. Williams taking a bit of a step back this weekend, and maybe not the most, really not, because it's Monaco without the barriers. So a bit more of a slower track, not helping Williams too much, because you basically have the first straight, the second very short straight, and done really. So not really surprised, but hopefully we do see Williams back. But what a race we're gonna get tomorrow! What a race we are gonna get tomorrow! Hamilton and Verstappen, 1st and 2nd. That is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Turn 1, they are going to go wheel to wheel. They are. Or if Verstappen and Hamilton don't go wheel to wheel, Norris will go wheel to wheel with Hamilton. Or unless Piastri gets the best start of his life, he'll go wheel to wheel with Hamilton. Into turn 1, I doubt. If it's dry, let me just add that. If it's dry, then someone is at least going to pull alongside. Even if it's front wheel to rear wheel, someone's definitely going to pull alongside Hamilton down into turn 1. It depends how Hamilton's defensive. If he defends like he should, cover the inside line, everything should be fine. And then just run Verstappen out of road if he does try it. That's what Verstappen's done all season. Hamilton, you've been given an opportunity now. You need to make sure you keep it. So, what a race we're getting. I want to move more on to the feeder series though. So, Formula 1, absolutely brilliant qualifying, an extraordinary qualifying, and I cannot wait to see how the race is going to go tomorrow. A lot of people were saying, oh, it's time to just miss this weekend, and even I was one of them, because I was like, Red Bull 2 to 310s upgrades? I was like, no chance. I don't really want to watch this race. Obviously, I was joking. I was going to watch it anyway. But, even if I wasn't into commentary and wasn't into all of this, then I probably would have still watched it anyway, but just in bed, falling asleep during the race. But, no, it's changed. I am looking forward to it like I was looking forward to a 2021 race. Hamilton versus Verstappen, that's going to be interesting. I'm hoping that Mercedes have some good race pace, but I have a feeling that Red Bull might just make the move. Here comes Max Verstappen to the inside line, and Max Verstappen takes the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Max Verstappen wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. I think we could be getting out. Maybe we could see that happening, but I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that Mercedes race pace is good, and I'm hoping that so is McLaren. It would be incredible to see Verstappen versus Hamilton versus Norris. But that fight I do want, Verstappen versus Hamilton. I have missed that fight when both drivers have machinery that is pretty much similar since 2021. We've seen them go wheel to wheel. We've seen them collide last year in 2022 in machinery that one of them had an edge. This time, I'm hoping that it's gonna be equal, and we are going to get a fight with strategy, with some wheel to wheel on the racetrack. I want some wheel to wheel, and possibly we got to enjoy it this weekend as much as we can, because I don't know how strong Mercedes will be across next weekend, because it did seem like that kind of what James Allison was saying about the Mercedes doing a bit better at these kind of corners. Sorry, at this kind of track with these type of corners. That's what they predicted after terrible Friday. They're on pole on Sunday, but on Saturday. They'll obviously start in first though on Sunday. But Formula One absolutely delivering. Now, I'm actually gonna put on. So by the way, if anyone wants to do what I do with Alex Shakes, and that is not watching any clips and waiting for the highlights to come out. So if I see any clips on Twitter of Alex Shakes commentary, then I just don't listen to it. Don't want to spoil it. If anyone does that, then just mute, because I am gonna play, and probably don't look at the screen as well, because I'm actually gonna now show you how we reacted to the last minute of the qualifying session when Hamilton took pole position.
He's just a fraction off of Verstappen's time though, so this is good. Verstappen's faster than his own time. He's picked up 2/10 of that middle sector alone. But he was down in the first sector. Leclerc across the line does a 1:16.992, goes fourth. Max Verstappen and Piastri's fastest second sector. Verstappen does not beat his time. He lost it. Norris is quicker, but so is Oscar Piastri. The checkered flag is out. Who's going to improve? Alonso across the line. He stays fifth, but Piastri is coming out the last corner. So is Norris. Piastri fourth only. What about Lando Norris? Can he take pole? Oh, he's second. 82 thousandths off the pace. But Piastri in fourth. Zhou Guan Yu, his best ever qualifying, in fifth position. And Hamilton is up in that middle sector. It could be his first pole position since 2021 at Saudi Arabia. Can he do it? He's out of the last two corners. Hamilton gives it his all. Is in pole position 104 for Lewis Hamilton. It is! It is!
Yes,
Hamilton's done it!
Yes, it is!
For the first time in 2 years, it is Lewis Hamilton on pole position here in Hungary. A track he's won at 8 times, and all the misery for the last 2 years can fade away. It's 104 for Lewis Hamilton, the first pole since Saudi Arabia in 2021.
That was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I think all three of us went absolutely crazy while watching that, because we were all like, oh, Norris, no, you couldn't do it. And then it was absolutely jumping. Basically, I was using my phone as a bit of an extra live timing help thing, because I just wanted more data, basically. So now I think I can show you actually with the camera. Right over here, basically. So if you look here, I had this over here. Well, I'm gonna make sure it doesn't fall. And then I had my phone like right over. Then I had my phone right over here. And then basically in this little gap, so I just put it there. This was holding it. And then when when that qualifying lap happened, this fell, my phone fell, and it was basically. But I'm surprised how this Alex Shakes t-shirt, which actually you might ask, is not a custom made. It's a Pinter. What? It's a picture that is printed. Hopefully that explains it to you. And I've glued it on because I've not got a custom made yet. So, but I'm planning on working with that. I'm planning on working on that. So, that's it then for Formula 1. We are going to move on now. Rather than all of this. So. Oh, we're not going to go to reaction. I already showed you guys that. We are going to get on the Formula 2 results. I'm now going to have to go to the side of it like what we were doing yesterday. Over here, Dennis Hauger came home to win the Formula 2 sprint. I was about to say feature. That's tomorrow. Dennis Hauger won. Absolutely dominant drive from him. Hauger, brilliant domination. Ivasa got close. Did not get close enough though. So incredible by Dennis Hauger. Just continued pushing out there. And did an incredible job. Took the lead in the opening meters of the race. And then was able to take home the win. Ayumu Iwasa got second after an electric. Basically, it was an absolutely electric start to the race for him. From 5th all the way up. So that was brilliant by Iwasa, who moved up to second. Going wheel to wheel, mainly on the opening lap he was. Behrman finished in 3rd. Porsche finished in 4th. To get the championship battle even more closer, and we absolutely love seeing it close. Formula 2, this is why I love Formula 2. Incredibly close, and even when it's not close, the racing is brilliant. Even when the championship battle might not be as close, the racing is brilliant. Here, brilliant racing, brilliant championship battle. We've got it all in this Formula 2 season. We had Maney we had Derula, then Maney in 6th. He had to really go on the defensive, give us a last few laps of action. Then we had Victor Martins, Isaac Hadjar, Frederick Vesti, who probably didn't want to lose that points, but let's see if he can gain it back tomorrow. Then Jack Doohan, tomorrow's pole sitter in 10th. He'll be able to start tomorrow's race from pole. So what is he going to be able to do? Really looking forward to seeing Doohan back at the front of the field, taking his first pole of the season, 4th in his Formula 2 career. Fittipaldi in 11th, and then Zayn Maloney ahead of Richard Rashaw, Jack Crawford, then Arthur Leclerc, who was the one at the bottom of the field, delivering action all the way throughout the race for us. And yeah, great by Leclerc, but probably he doesn't want to be battling in that position, battling against Stanek, Crawford, and we didn't get to see any of his battles as well. It was basically me just predicting what was going on. So thank you, TV directors. Roman Stanek, then Roy Nissany, Brad Benavidez, Amory Cordial, and Van Manuel Correa getting a penalty, but he was already miles back from everyone, so it really didn't matter for him. I don't think he cares, but he got it for speeding in the pit lane. Ralph Boschung and Novalak did not classify, came in as well, and then we had Ayumu Iwasa right at the end getting the fastest lap. So he is going to be also on the final lap. He got it. He is going to be getting the bonus point for that. But what an incredible Formula 2 race. I would say it had its moments again. It's another one of those. It had its moments, but it was absolutely electric at the same time. The start was brilliant. The first few laps were brilliant. We got into this dull period for a bit. Then we started seeing some late sends. Then we started seeing some late moves. And the tyres started falling over at the end, which gave us a brilliant action, especially for Kush Maney, who finished in 6th position. I was hoping that he could finish in 1st, but wasn't meant to be for him. Now, more about the tyres. So that's it for Formula 2. Really looking forward to tomorrow's feature race. We'll get more into that tomorrow and review that race. But make sure you join us for the F2. We'll go now to the F3. And I just want to say, as I was on the topic of tires, tomorrow the feature race for F3, the length of it has been reduced due to the risk of tires. So obviously, now this is the thing for Formula 3, they don't make pit stops. So the sprint and the feature are basically just the exact same, with the feature having a few extra laps in it. Now, today in the sprint, the tire wear was bad towards the end. But obviously with no pits, even though it is a feature race, with no pit stops, you're basically doing exactly what you do in the sprint, but just a few laps longer. So, for safety reasons, we are going to be seeing, reduced to 19 laps. So that's definitely going to shorten it a tiny bit, but I guess it would have given us punches. So it would have been drama for us, but yeah, but then it would have been we would have got a lot of punches and it would have just gone absolutely chaotic. Same thing I also, just quickly before we actually go through these results, for Formula 1, I saw Sam Collins talking a tiny bit about how we could be seeing, what was it? How we could be seeing some, maybe not a one stop due to the tyre wear. So for Formula 1, the tyre wear is incredibly bad as well. So maybe a two stop. Safety cars are a bit of a possibility, but it just depends who if there's any retirements. But yeah, gonna make it very interesting if there is a bit of strategy, especially with now that we actually have possibly 3, 4, max 5 drivers battling for the victory tomorrow. But realistically, it could just be Verstappen alone. But I would say Hamilton and Norris can join him in that party. Piastri, I think, might just be about maybe 1 or 2 seconds back. Depends. Really does depend. He could also be in the fight, but we will see. Right, now, let's take you through these results. Gabriele Mini came home to win the race. Got the move done. Nikita Bedrin, who finished in third. It was Gabriele Bortoleto in second. Mini lost it right at the start. Incredible move by Bedrin. All the way around the outside on the opening lap. He moved up to the lead. A few laps went by. And then we saw the move by Mini. A very easy pass. Not usually... we don't see that easy passes in Formula 3 often. They usually go down to the braking zone, but it was an easy pass. Mini got through, and there was absolutely nothing Bedouin could do. Didn't even go defensive. Correct decision. There was nothing he could have done to keep. There was nothing he could have done to keep Mini behind on that occasion. But quickly, also as Josh was touching on it during the Formula 3 or Formula 2, one of the two, is that obviously it has the detection zone. 1 only, other than 2. So it means that whoever is the car behind coming out of the final corner gets the DRS for the next 2 straights. Whether you make the move miles before turn number 1 on the straight, you still get DRS on the second straight, which means that you cannot fight back. So we don't get this Bahrain scenario or what's another track like? Just thinking of another circuit, kind of like Austria, basically. There you go. Austria. It has 3 in a row, but you obviously have 1 straight, then you have another. So it basically means that you are able to fight back. But on this occasion, I would say Bedrin might have been able to not make the move, but surely go alongside to fight back. But we obviously couldn't get that. Now, Bortoleto finished in second, and Bedrin, he wasn't able to defend from Mini, but he was able to defend from Bortoleto, but not hang on to the place. On the final lap, after the safety car, we had Bortoleto really attack all the way from turn 5 onwards right to the end. Tried a move around the outside, couldn't work out. Then forced him basically to cover the inside. And then when you force another driver on the inside, they run wide. Then you can try, and then once again just switching to different racing lines. So he forced his rival wide, got slammed on the throttle, better traction, and Bortoleto managed to get the move done on the exit of turn 13, going into the final corner, turn number 14. Brilliant by Bortoleto. Incredible move to second. Now, this could have been for the race to win at the time, we thought, but Mini didn't get any punishment except a fine for his team, High Tech. So, nothing affects that, but still, it's not the win for Bortoleto, but a brilliant second position. Polo 1 in third. And then we had Oli Goethe in 5th, Christian Mansell in 6th, Franco Colapinto in 7th, Johnny Edgar, Gregory Saucy, Dino Beganovic in 10th position, and then Taylor Barnard, Kalen Frederick, Leonardo Fornaroli, Oliver Grace, Sophia Flourish, Luke Browning, Rafael Villagomez, Maxwell Esterson, Roberto Ferrier, and Marty, who had contact right at the safety car restart, got spun around, and it was really chaotic on that safety car restart. Polar 1 was also really involved in quite a few battles on the safety car restart as well. But it was then Boyar Sullivan who went for a late send. It didn't pay off, and he got his front wing damaged with that. Then Kyle Collette, Tommy Smith, Hugh Barter, and then Shin, who retired very late in the race and was doing well because, I mean, we're praising Sophia Flourish for finishing around 15, but we were praising her when she was around 18, 19, 20th. But Shin was up there, and I would say, as a rookie in your first 1-2 races, we've been praising all of the rookies who have been in our picture, basically. If you're in 22nd, we can actually see you. The rest, we don't get to see your name. But But I have to be honest, most of these drivers, everyone basically, who finished, all of these drivers who didn't finish in the top 22, we see their names often as well. And I have to say, last season it was a pattern. Unless you had someone who had a bad qualifying, it was mostly after Leclerc all the time. It was mostly the same people. But this season, it looks like everyone's really been in our picture quite a lot of the time. But Shin, 22nd, about in 21st, 20th at times. So good. And remember, Shin will only get better. And then came Garcia in 27th to finish. Not finish. Well, I guess they classified, but they didn't complete the last lap. So Shin and Garcia complete the finishing classification, but they both did retire in the pits. But two drivers who did not classify, Nikita Tusalov Tusalov, Sebastian Montoya, who actually bought out and caused all of this chaos, caused the virtual, then the safety car, and then also Ido Cohen went out as well. So that's it for the Formula 3 results. I think we're going to get, let me stand here in picture. Could it rain? Maybe tomorrow, we don't know. But hoping that we do get an interesting Formula 3 race. I think we will. The tyres once again still going to be a bit of an issue, and with the reduced laps, I think Formula 2, same thing. Formula 1's also going to be a banger with all of that. However, one thing we haven't been able to see all weekend so far, if you are in the UK, is the Porsche Supercup results for qualifying. Now, we don't get to see that, but we obviously do get to see the race, so I'm still getting the results for you, which kind of helps me know what is actually the grid going into tomorrow. So, Harry King will be starting from pole position. I better stand here and not move all the way there. Dorian Boccolacci in second, Bastian Buss in third, then Benjamin Pack in fourth, Harry Jones in fifth, Larry Tenfora in sixth. By his stand, I'm just going to make sure the mic's still connected, is it? Okay, good news it is, because I basically kind of just pulled it a tiny bit accidentally. But Larry Tenfora, with how he's been driving this season, not really where we've seen him. Not up to his standards by that qualifying. So Larry Tenfora, a bit disappointing for him probably. And then Alessandro Giretti in 7th, Maurice Schurin in 8th, Alexander Fatch in 9th, and Lucas Groneveld in 10th position. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Dorian Boccolacci, what will he be able to do? Didn't get his chance last time after being wiped out by Larry Tenfora. So, we're definitely going to be in, though, for a fabulous race coming up tomorrow with a brilliant battle between the top two. I'd say Bastian Buss can get involved, so can Pack. I think there's a lot of drivers who can definitely contest for this win. It'll definitely be an action-packed one, and hopefully we don't see the leaders eliminated like we saw in Silverstone, because we all thought it was a dramatic moment, but it kind of ruined the race long term. We didn't get the battle between Larry Tenfora, Dorian Boccolacci, and Bastian Buss, and all of the drivers that were up there. We didn't get to see that battle go on for the lead, which kind of did make the race boring. So hoping that we get to see all of these drivers duel it out. Larry Tenfora with a bit of work to do to make his way through the field, and gonna be super interesting heading down into turn number 1. It's gonna be absolutely great. But we're now gonna take you through everything that is coming up tomorrow. So for the first time, you're gonna lose my face, or well, the second time, because I actually cut to the reaction to Hamilton poll, but but my face was on that as well. So well, first time you don't have to see it at all today. So and also the stream starting soon, but now Friday done, Saturday done. However, not fully done. F1 side done, but we still have the IndyCar race coming up as well. So make sure you join us on the main channel for that one. Then for Sunday, we have the Formula 3 feature race. Starts at we go on air at 7:15. The session starts at 7:25. So make sure you join us at 7:15 for a few of our thoughts going into the race. Formula 2's feature race, 8:55. The session starts at 9:05. Then the Porsche Supercup will go on air at 10:55. The session once again will start at 11:05. So gonna be a fabulous support series weekend. It so far has been, but who's gonna come out on top in the 3 races taking place tomorrow? The F3, the F2, and the Porsche Supercup. But let's not forget the main event, which hopefully it delivers. Hopefully it delivers like Formula 3 and Formula 2 and the Porsche Supercup, because in the last few rounds they've been the one that have been carrying the whole weekend. But I think F1 has a chance this time to maybe, it's going to be hard with Formula 3, Formula 2, Porsche Supercup and the IndyCar, get best race of the weekend status. We'll see. But also the IndyCar later on in that night. And I love IndyCars in the night because it's just a relaxing way. You've done so much. You had Formula 2, Formula 3, Porsche Supercup. You have so much across the weekend. And you just get to relax and end it with an IndyCar race, which I absolutely love. And sadly, there won't be any more IndyCar races soon. Obviously, we have a few more rounds. But after that, we won't be getting IndyCar because they will end in September. So, which is kind of fine because that's when we go into the, I guess, American time zone races for Formula 1, so we don't want any of them clashing. However, I would like, we'll go back over to the full screen. There we go. So, that's it then for the Saturday of the Hungarian Grand Prix weekend. IndyCar, as I said, still yet to come, so make sure you join us for that. However, from Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3, Porsche Supercup, it has been an absolutely fabulous Saturday across the qualifying and the races that each series has done. One more day to go, and then obviously we also have next weekend at Belgium. That's going to be a cracker as well. That's also a sprint weekend. But let's get through tomorrow first, because I think, just like today, we might not have any words for the race tomorrow. So, can Max Verstappen take victory once again? We've had so many drivers get close in qualifying. Hamilton's finally beaten Verstappen. Can he achieve the same accolade though in the race? Can Norris do anything? Can Norris put it right after he wanted soft in Silverstone? He didn't get what he wanted. He got the hard compound of tyres instead. Can he do anything to go on to take the victory? Or is there anything else anyone can do? Can Oscar Piastri bring a massive shock? And other than that, I don't even know what we're going to call it. If someone else takes it, then I don't even know what to call the race. Gonna be interesting. Verstappen versus Hamilton coming up. And looks like both of them this time will have equal machinery. So it's going to give us a brilliant battle. Hamilton versus Verstappen. Oh, I've missed that fight. But we will hopefully get it tomorrow. Formula 2. Vesti versus Porsche. That's a battle that has got even closer. Does Vesti have a response, or will Porsche keep eking? And if he beats Vesti tomorrow, it'll most likely be the championship lead for Teo Porsche. And for Formula 3, can Bortoleto just extend his lead, or is anyone able to get closer to him? He has a massive lead, but I think all the drivers will need mega results now. But one thing I can guarantee you, all Formula 1, Formula 2 and Formula 3 will deliver great racing. The Porsche Supercup, Larry Tenforda, big mistake last time out, wiping out his rivals, is going to be interesting. Half a tenth separated, the top 2 in qualifying. Who's going to win it? Will it be King? Will it be Boccolacci? Will it be anyone outside the top 2? Going to be an interesting day tomorrow. Thank you for joining us though, here from the Saturday, and also thank you for joining us here on this show. But we'll be back. Highlights will be going out tonight and going into tomorrow as well. And then same thing for Sunday. Highlights will go out across all of next week before the Belgian weekend. We should have everything up for you. And we'll also be back for the show here on JB Motorsports 2 as well to wrap up everything from Sunday. However, one more action, IndyCar, outside the Hungarian Grand Prix weekend it is, but it's still going to deliver us. Double header for IndyCar, which means that we have action tonight and action tomorrow. So make sure you head over to JB Motorsports 1 in about an hour's time for all of that.